Good morning, folks. This is Deb Delapiana, and this is your short take. So this morning, we're going to talk a little bit about the Paul Pelosi attack, because as we all know now, yesterday, the video of the attack was released. And anyone who has seen that video knows how horrific it was. It was caught on body cams by the police that responded to the scene. And honestly, the rumors and innuendo and false statements surrounding this attack actually should have been quelled months ago with all of the information that is now out there. We know about the attacker, David DePape, okay, and his manifestos. But if it hadn't been quelled then, it should be quelled after seeing this video. But of course it won't be, because the right wing in this country never stops lying. It never stops lying. It never stops spreading propaganda, and it never stops spreading nonsense that it cannot prove and that is defied by what you are looking at. Yet there are people who continue to believe in this shit, like the fact that Paul Pelosi was having an affair with David DePape. He was in a gay relationship, and this attack happened because he wanted to cover it up. People, you know what? I don't know anybody who would agree to have their skull smashed and, court death to cover up a gay relationship. But that is actually not the case. So all of this bullshit started, I believe, with a Fox affiliate in California who stated that Paul Pelosi was in his underwear and so was the attacker. I took a look at the video. I know cargo shorts when I see them because I wear them myself to work in the summertime because I like the pockets. David DePape was not in underwear. And by the way, Paul Pelosi, in the early hours of the morning in his own home, can sit down and eat dinner in his underwear if he wants to. He can walk around in his boxer shorts in his own home. It's not a crime, and it's not an indicator of any salacious activity going on. He can sleep in his boxer shorts if he wants. It's his fucking house. So David DePape actually called a news station and after the attack and apologized, but not for the attack. He apologized for not getting the job done. And he also revealed some information in an interview after he was arrested. And this is what he said. He said that he broke into Pelosi's home to hold her hostage and to make her admit to a series of lies she told about Donald Trump, the anointed one. Everybody's just completely enmeshed in this guy. And take a look at David DePape. Do you think Donald Trump would give David DePape the time of day? Do you think he'd invite him to Mar-a-Lago for a beer? Do you think he'd let him step into the White House? Do you think he would even have him on a friends list? I see right-wingers coming into my store all day long with Trump hats on, and Donald Trump wouldn't give these slugs the time of day. He would not even give them the time of day. He calls them his people because they are votes to him. That's all it is. All right. He has absolutely no respect for them because none of the people that I ever see supporting Trump are wealthy, not the people that I see. And he certainly doesn't do anything for those people. He only gives tax breaks to the billionaires and the millionaires. Let's talk about what else David DePape said. He said, and I'm quoting him here, "If she told the truth, I would let her go scot-free. If she fucking lied, I was going to break her calves." He also alleged that the lies that were being spread, quote, originated with Hillary. And he went on a rant about a Democratic crime spree and how the election was stolen. Again, the big lie. The big lie has simply infiltrated every aspect of our society. And in a bad way. Donald Trump continues to spread the big lie even today. Even today. I don't know if anybody saw him at Diamond and Silk, the funeral or the remembrance ceremony they had for Diamond, who passed away, all he could do was talk about himself. That's all he could do. He never once mentioned her in any light other than himself. Now, the right-wing media is never going to apologize for what they did to Paul Pelosi, which was besmirch him at every possible turn. The only politician who has apologized was Glenn Youngkin, who, of course, made light of the attack on a campaign tour where he joked about it during a speech. But you know what? Apologies don't mean shit, because those words are already out there and they never go away. They're a part of the public record. And he wasn't the only politician who did, okay? He isn't the only politician who did it. You know, Donald Trump Jr. making jokes about Paul Pelosi being hammered again because he was arrested once for a DUI. Absolutely showing no respect for anybody and the plight that they might be in, because that is not the bailiwick of the Republican Party or the right wing. I'm sorry, the right wing, because they aren't what we call woke, which means you actually care about your fellow man. You care about your neighbor. You care about your neighbor's children. You care about something other than yourself. The right wing is a totally self-absorbed entity. It's a cancer on society. And the GOP is now a cancer on society because they support this kind of bull. All of the crap that was going around about Paul Pelosi, not one Republican stood up and had anything to say about how reprehensible all of it was. And there were other, conspiracy theories about this attack, like the window was broken from the inside out. That wasn't true. That the attacker, David DePape, knew Paul Pelosi. That wasn't true. There's a whole host. There were two hammers. That wasn't true. There was one hammer, and the only one wielding it was the attacker. And then they made light of the fact that Paul Pelosi was able to go to the bathroom and make a phone call to the police. You know what? Anybody who has ever watched any true crime shows knows that kind of stuff does happen. After all, he was there looking for Nancy Pelosi, not Paul Pelosi. Am I right? Yes, he was. He didn't know that Nancy Pelosi was not in California, but was in Washington at the time. So, folks, this is what I'm going to say. The stuff that goes on with the GOP and the right wing is reprehensible. It is showing just exactly what direction this country is going in, and none of it is going in the right direction here. People need to just think for themselves. Look at the evidence. We don't ever expect anybody on the right to look at evidence and interpret it in the proper way. There's always a way to twist it. I know people that I know personally who actually believe that Paul Pelosi was having an affair. I had a discussion about that on Christmas Day with some of them. It's unbelievable. It is totally unbelievable. And their only answer to me when I questioned them was, well, everybody lies. Oh, really? No, everybody actually fucking doesn't lie. That's not true. Maybe you lie, but not everybody lies. You know what? I got to tell you, we have one shot to save this country come 2024, and all of these cretins need to be voted out. Every single one of them, because not one of them showed any kind of empathy for an 82-year-old man or his wife in the face of such an attack. And it was a disgusting display as far as I'm concerned. I'll talk to y'all later. Later on, we're going to talk about another video that was released. I'm going to work now. You guys have a great day.